Ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of 8 plus 1 The Classroom. Today we are at District KC.
Yeah.
We're at Joe's studio. Amazing setup. But I'm here to see Joe. Kansas City's own Joe.
Man.
Born and raised.
Yes.
Wyandotte County.
Wyandotte County.
And Joe has been in rooms that average people don't get into. You know, me personally, how I even get the opportunity to sit down with Joe, I don't know. Do I deserve it? I don't think so.
Yeah, you deserve it because we family.
I don't think so. But Joe, we're gonna try to understand Joe's journey today. We're gonna find out what it takes. The late nights that we don't see, the journey, the true journey, proper hustle that we don't get to see, the behind the scenes we're gonna have to see. We'll try to get as much as we can. And you know, Joe, welcome to 8 plus 1 The Classroom.
Man, I'm welcome. I feel at home. I feel at home, man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate listening, y'all. You gotta give respect where respect is given, and we've had conversation, and just know that this man that sits across from me right now, Charles, he's something special, and I hope that I know that y'all gonna tune in and appreciate what he's doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. We're gonna start from the beginning, right?
Okay.
I did a little bit of research.
Yeah.
A preacher's son.
Yep.
One of three.
Yep.
The youngest.
I'm the youngest.
How was that growing up?
You know, my dad, my mom, they were innovators. I could honestly say, not speaking biasly, but my dad was ahead of his time. And so getting to watch a man that was ahead of his time and the things that him and my mom had to deal with, because they are a unit. You can't just say my dad is him and my mom. It prepared me for this journey that I'm on. It was ups and downs. It was struggles. It was good times. It was laughter. And I got to appreciate what family looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people don't have support of maybe a father or maybe a mother or maybe both. Mm-hmm. And I was able to have not only my father, I had my mother, and my mom had 7 brothers and 2 sisters.
Yeah.
So everything that we were, everything they built life on was family.
That's always important to have, you know, family, the extended family, the uncles and aunties and cousins. And cousins are the best, dude.
Cousins are the best. Shout out to all my hundreds of cousins around the world, you know. You're right. You're right. Family is it, man. I think we were talking about earlier accountability.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the cousins. Sometimes it's your brother.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your sister.
It's your sister.
Who hold you accountable. And so we need more of that in our community, and having those real hard conversations.
Yep. Yeah. So let's get into it. So high school, you were around that time in your high school days, right? Mm-hmm. You were destined for the NBA and not music.
Yeah, how you know that, man? You doing some research, okay. Yeah, that was my life, man. I was blessed to be able to. My brother was like a big influence on me with sports. Mm-hmm. I grew up, I wanted to be like my brother. He was very dominant in the sports that he played, and I just took a liking to basketball, man. And for one, I tell you how I got there. I it's no shade or nothing, but I was motivated because I was on the team and they wouldn't let me play. Because sometimes the sons, the coach is the son. They got their son and they put him in position. So I'm like, I took that with a chip on my shoulder. I said, I'm gonna make sure I'm one of the best. I took it personal. But that shaped me to really hone in on my craft. you know, and really like, if I'm gonna do this, and I want people to respect me, and I went on that mission, and I was able to accomplish a lot of things. That was my life. Hoop squad, wash house, that was a beautiful time of my life.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes you need one person to kind of doubt you a little bit
Yeah.
to put
Super
that battery pack on your back so
Yeah.
you're ready to go
Yeah.
and conquer the world. And you did that. You know, through my research, I found out you played professional in Australia.
Yeah.
How was that living in America and moving to Australia to go play basketball?
That was amazing. It was great. It was you know what basketball did for me, Charles? It let me travel the world, and I got to see things from different perspectives. I got to see what money looked like. I got to see what other hoods look like, from Atlanta to New York to, and and to be able to go to Australia, I was able to see the culture and what they classify as Black people there, which are the Aborigine people, and just to see that narrative and just to see a different whole across the world, like perspective, and be able to play basketball over there, and it was life changing. It let me know there was way more out here, and there's, just like you being from Africa,
Yeah, from Gambia.
from Gambia, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, this is a different culture.
Yeah.
When you probably came to the States, you're like, oh, this is. When I'm over there in Australia, I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize that, man, God's a beautiful, beautiful thing. He's the land is
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of times, right? It takes you to leave your comfort, your environment, what you know,
Yeah.
and go somewhere else and see what they have going on.
Yep.
And you're like, whoa, maybe I should appreciate what I have a little more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why not? Like, it's one of the reasons I came back to Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Like, the value of family is, man, like, doing your thing in LA, it's a beautiful thing. You get to see so many different aspects of life. It's very diverse. It's so many cultures, so many things. And it's just like, man, but it's like my hometown is where I learned about family. And I'm like, I want to take some of that energy. Like, even the energy that I learned in Australia when I was hooping, I want to bring that back to the hometown, so they can feel it. Like, man, you couldn't imagine what I experienced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's crazy.
It makes life beautiful.
Yeah.
It gives you a perspective that you would have never had if you were just at home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's real.
Now I like that. Let's pivot a little bit into music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this whole journey, basketball journey, was music still a thing that you had at the back of your mind?
Oh yeah, my homies knew, like, hey, like, man, you could do this for real. Like the cats at Colorado State, man. I have, you get some of that Pell Grant money. You go and buy a keyboard or something. So I would play, because I like playing the piano, and playing the keys, and I was just like, man, I want, and I would sing, write songs, and I was doing it in college, And my homeboys is like, especially my homeboy Q, was like, bro, you could do this for real, bro. You could do this. And I'm like, oh, man, yeah, what up, man? So, yeah, music was always a part of my life, because raised in the church, everybody in my family sings. Everybody, a lot of my cousins and friends, they're musicians, and they're pastors, but they're musicians, and the love for music was always there. So it's one of those things, like, I had no choice. My sister sings. She's like an angel. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, my father sings. My mom played the piano. She plays the piano. That's where I got the niche for playing the piano. So all those things come into play in the development of who I become as a human being, as a man.
You were 3-time Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
You work with Chris Brown, Jill Scott, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Diana Ross.
Yeah.
We can keep counting these names.
Yeah.
How did he get there?
They always say gift will make room for you, and I'm 100% believer of that. But I also think that God opens up doors for you, and to be able to, I was blessed to meet certain people that became family and friends, and just gave an opportunity because in LA there's a lot of people who say they do. I'm a producer, I'm a writer, I'm blah blah blah, but they just doing it for the glitz and glamour. I do this because I love it, and so yeah, it was one of those things. I think that God opened some doors for me, and I was able to walk through those doors and really build a relationship with these people, and not just do a lot of work. I was in with Ariana Grande for months, not really knowing who she was to begin with. My homeboy brought me in on the project. He's like, "Bro, I want you to come in and do some vocal production, and this girl, you don't know her, but you should, man, she's gonna be a star." And he was right. We did the first album. It was out of here. Second album, we made that one, and then now you see Ariana Grande. She's everywhere.
So this is early on, before she was even on.
Yeah, she was on. She was doing Nickelodeon. She was on the show, but I didn't know her from that because I was a little older, in my early 30s, and I'm like, I don't know who Ariana Grande. My nieces and nephews knew who she was, but I in the music game, no, I don't believe that. I think people knew she could sing and stuff like that, but she wasn't the Ariana Grande, until those records dropped. So it was really getting on the ground, the floor, and on this, helping shape this sound and being a part of that sound. And I always shout out Harmony Samuels, regardless of where I'm at, because he put me in position to be able to work with this person. And so I always big up him whenever I get a chance.
Yeah.
Because without that opportunity, I wouldn't even be, what I'm saying? I believe that opened up the door for other things.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. But I want to still stick to that, right?
Yeah.
Do you think if not to take anything away from the people who put you in that position, right? But I want you to talk about. I want us to talk about this because sometimes this part of it gets overlooked, right? What put you in that position to where they can look at you and say, "Hey, Joe, I want to bring you in on this project." Sometimes that aspect of it gets overlooked.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you were doing this for real. You were your commitment. You were speak about that commitment. That's what
I was blessed to have a mentor. His name is Craig Lindsay. I always shout him out too. And coming from basketball, you don't really know much about production and the industry and stuff like that. He took me in. I did my 10,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? Slept on couches. I worked. I studied. I tried things. I failed. I succeeded. I would fail again. And it was a part of that journey. I had to, I had to do things just to get where I wanted to be that I necessarily didn't want to do. I lost sleep. Some days I didn't sleep. I just knew that people died to be able to be in the position to do music, to express themselves. So just like basketball, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to play around with it. I'm not going to act. I'm not going to, this is just not a hobby for me. This is something that I want to do. And my mentor always told me, Joe, there's more than 5 ways to make money in the music industry. I know you want to be a producer, but you can engineer too. So you need to learn every facet of engineering. He's like, that's another money make. And you may offend somebody by being a producer, but come in as the engineer or come in as the writer or come in as the vocal producer because you can arrange vocals so well and people don't feel as threatened. He taught me how to maneuver, and that set me up for more wins. You know what I mean? And so I hear a lot of people, they want to do this, and they, sometimes you got to know how to operate through this, and your time is going to come. Yeah.
Wow. I like exactly what you said. you gotta know how to come in and your time, and you need to know exactly. You need to understand exactly what the assignment is,
Yeah.
and usually that takes people places beyond their expectation. A lot of times, simply because you allow yourself to be that vehicle that other people can use, and put you. They can use you exactly
Oh yeah.
where they have it in their mind.
Yeah.
It will work best for you simply because they will get you exactly where you want to be at,
Yeah.
and that is very important. I'm glad you did say that. And look, you just did now. You didn't just work with Ariana. You worked with Jill Scott.
Mm-hmm.
You worked with Chris Brown, Kendrick. These are not just these are people who are known all over the world.
Yeah.
Dude. How was that experience?
My experience, especially with, I talk about Jill because I know how you like Jill. My experience with Jill was amazing, man. My old production partner, Andre Harris, he done all her big records, and he was like, "Hey, we working on Jill." And like, she coming to the house. I'm like, Jill Scott coming out. Me and him had a house together, and I was like, he's like, man, yeah, Jill gonna come. It's time to work on her album. I'm like, you hear people say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, Jill Scott walked through the house. I'm like, that's Jilly for Philly, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so we in there just working on the project, just like regular. Just Jill her energy is. You just feel it as you walk in the door. It's like before you greet her, it greets you. And I'll tell you a funny story. I tell this story sometime. We was working, and sometimes you don't want to get in the way because you don't know what the vibe. You don't want to be too pressing. You don't want people to feel like you just trying to get on.
Yeah.
And so I kind of sat back and in the room, and I think Jill could feel my energy being a little bit uneasy, and she says, "Joe, can I hold your hand?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Miss Jill, you go, man." So she holds my hand, and we're working on music. We hold hands. Like 10 minutes went by, and she let my hand go. She looked at me. She said, "Joe, that was good." Shift my whole energy, like, like she helped me be okay. Like, you supposed to be here.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, working with people like that, meeting Diana Ross, being able to work on Justin Bieber album, those things are like, man, this is a blessing. This is a true gift. You know what I mean? To be able to, my father and my mom, they love Diana Ross.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to sit down with her and talk about Marvin Gaye and how her brother wrote a lot of those records with Marvin Gaye, I didn't even know that. I'm like, what? So just to get history and to be, and to realize that they're human beings as well. And I'm not just, this is what I truly believe. God has created me to be who I am. And I believe he created Charles to be who he is. And guess what? We both are originals. Mm-hmm. And I believe in that. Miles Monroe is one of the preachers that I follow. May he rest in peace. But he always talked about being original. And the more and more that we're more of an original, the more and more we're just able to be ourselves, and people are more accepting to that than putting on a fake facade. And I don't want to do that. I want people to love me for who I am. I don't want to have to do all the whole kick and caboodle to make you like me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like who I am, that's why a lot of times I would decline. They're like, "Joe, we going out to hang out. You going?" I'm like, "No, I'm cool." And they got to the point where like, dang, most people were like, "Oh, I'm coming." I just like, "No, I'm cool. I'm gonna go home." I don't want to get caught up in the thinking that I've never been I've always felt like that people respect my being and who I am and being the original that I am more than they respect something that I'm not.
Again, I think I think it comes with growth too. Like the more you grow, the more you realize that you don't really have to conform.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, I can be me and be just fine.
Yeah.
Recently, I'm at a space where it just going out and just going somewhere and just sitting somewhere or hanging out. It just don't happen with me anymore. I have to. There has to be a purpose, and the
Yeah.
purpose has to kind of be aligned with what I have going on. Be
Yeah.
like, you know what, I want to be a part of that,
Yeah.
and that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, and don't ever lose that.
Yeah. And that's for real for me right now. I think that's the position I'm in life. Is like I want to create something in my hometown that people said couldn't be done. There's ups and downs, there's hurdles, there's your own people that have their choice words and try to they pray for your downfall, but I'm realizing to enjoy the journey more than anything, and really pay attention to the people that are around that really care. The family, like my brother, my sister, my lady. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my family. You know what I mean? I get to spend time with them, and and enjoy and like get to see my son, like not put any pressure on him to be like me, because I believe that I want him to be his own, because he's an original too. But just to see him singing my songs, I mean, like for me, that's I'm platinum because of that. Like, Daddy, Kansas City. I'm like, okay, let's go. Like that for me is the joy. You know what I mean? Like to be able to go places and people singing the song and having those people in my life that have been with me through the struggle, and they get to and enjoy and indulge in the things that we get that come with doing this thing we call music. So yeah, I'm in a good space. I'm counting the negative things as redirection. You know what I mean? Like I used to, Maclin used to say, you let this stuff affect you so much that you shut down, and she was right. But I had to realize, like, man, I'm on a mission, and I can't allow these things to shut me down, because I had to understand everything's aligned with where the Most High God is taking us. It's taking us, taking me, taking the team, because it ain't about me. It's about that purpose, and that's all I want to do is be purpose driven. That's my life, man. Yeah.
Is that because you did say something about realigning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said something about realigning. Is that the reason why you're involved a lot in projects that has to do with the youth?
Yeah. Living in LA, I was blessed. I've been blessed. And at the time I was dating a girl who's she has her fame or whatever, and you get caught up in that stuff, man, and you start get to see how people react. You're like, dang, that's crazy, And but what I realized when that rug was pulled from underneath me and all that was gone, I'm like, dang, well, what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I look back and I was like, home. I'm like, man, I've been doing home and injustice. Like I've been spending so much time out here, giving my resources, my energy. And then there's kids back home that want to learn about what I do. Because I see it in LA. They got these programs. They got the stuff for the kids. I was like, man, we need that back home. Because the kids, when I grew up, when I graduated, we didn't have none of that. So I'm like, man, how can I supply those kind of things for them as well? Because this ain't just about my gain. This is what my mentor told me. He was like, I'm helping you and I'm giving you all this knowledge and all this gain and the only thing, I'm not asking you to give me money. He said, the only thing I ask you to do is pass it on. So it never dies. So I was like, that's it for me. I gotta pass it on. We may have our next Jay-Z here, but if they don't see it in somebody that they can touch, because people in New York, they may be able to touch Jay-Z in New York. They may be in Brooklyn and be able to touch Jay. So I'm like, how do I want the kids to be able to touch me? Not that I'm somebody or anything, but I want them to show them the way. I want them to show that you can be an entrepreneur. You can have your own business. You can be a business owner. You could be a creative and make money doing music. That's important. like because my mom and them work 9 to 5s, but they were like, we working 9 to 5, and that's what you do. You know, my mom asked me that. She said, baby, you sure you don't want to get a 9 to 5? I said, Ma, I know what God showed me. And that was like July, December, bro. I signed my deal December 18th. Got my first checks on December 20th. Me and my brother got them checks. My mama saw the checks, and she's like, baby, you got me dreaming again. And I'm like, man, if I can get my mom to dream again, then I can think what I can do with the kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
And, man, you said something here that I don't want to get lost in I don't want it to get lost in translation, right? You say when someone speaks to you from where you're from, the words carry different weight when they hear it from you. What Jay-Z or Oprah might say on TV is the impact is going to have might be very different from you going and actually holding your hands with these people and say, hey, listen, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm from here. I just want you to believe that it's doable. Stuff like that carry heavy weight.
Yeah.
And I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
I applaud you for that a lot, because the world is ours for us to
most definitely
to impact every single one of us.
Yes, I gave you this land to be creative.
Yeah.
You know? And that's it, man. Like for me, it was just one of those things. It's like I was those kids. I am them. I'm them. You know? And they may not ever know. They may hear about Grammy nominations, or like, man, hold on, you part of the Grammys? You been Grammy nominated? That's like, man, anybody when I was younger, I heard that, I'm like, man, I wonder what that feels like. What is that? How do they do that? It was just like taboo when I was growing up. But now they like, oh no, he did that. You know, and they know that I was really a part of something. And I'm like, you can do that too. You know, and I just want them to you know, and it really is, sometimes I get a little frustrated because there's teachers that haven't experienced certain things, and so they put that same stigma on the kids, and you start to think everybody got ADHD, ADD or whatever. I'm like, nah, these kids their mind is so impeccable. We just gotta push past the limits of what we know, so we can catch up with their mind and keep them in tune. Yeah, you know,
big time. You can only teach what you know.
Yeah.
You can only teach what you know. If you try to teach what you do not know, it's a facade.
Yeah.
It's a facade, because what used to be the norm back then and what's the norm now is completely different, right?
Way different. So
how is a teacher going to tell you what's the norm now when they've never experienced what's the norm now? ADHD, AD, whatever, and all this stuff. Yeah, it's real. Mental health is it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
I've had my share of it. But sometimes we when we hear some of these people speak and put some of these terms on these children, it's almost like they've already put a barrier on how far they can go and what they can achieve. It's hard these kids are hard to deal with. These kids don't listen. These kids are not interested in this, and sometimes it just takes the right person to come in.
That's it.
And have the right conversation with them, and it will change everything.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm anybody, but I'm just want to talk to. I want to not limit anybody from doing something. Exactly. I may not ever do what they've done. It's not my job to knock that. It's my job to say, go. Yeah. I believe. You believe? Yeah. I believe. I'm a product of belief. You put the work in, it can happen. It's gonna happen. It's where you at. Where you at in your mind? Like, I see it happen. Like these students that come in, I'm teaching at De La Salle, and they come here for audio engineering, and I hear that they, you know, some challenge, some, you know, hard to. I don't have them issues. I talk to them real. I speak their language.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell them that you know, because somebody told you it can't be done, that's a lie. Who am I to tell you something can't be done?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the creator. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then I'm giving them something that they enjoy, which then in return gets them motivated to do whatever they need to do in school. Say like, man, if y'all gonna keep me out of here, my students, I got Red. He be like, they be mad if they miss a class. They be mad. They like, man, I'm mad, man. I couldn't make it. They love being here because I created space for them. I don't be doing that. Hey, man, y'all know what to do. Y'all ain't gonna do this at your mama house. Don't do it here. I'm just talking to them with respect. I require that, and I respect them as well, though. It's a give kind of thing, you know. So, yeah, I love that's to me that, you know, just seeing these kids. Like I had one of the girls, she had a little fear of singing in front of each other, and my sister was in here teaching, and she broke down, and that lets me know, like, man, these kids they seem tough, but they really got walls that just the right people just need to speak to them to break them down, and that's where we at.
And Kansas City, man. Kansas City is a hub for talent.
Woo.
Something in this water, dude.
It's something in the water, man.
The tougher they are, the more talented they are, dude.
That's real.
Something in this water.
That's real. I tell people, some of the most amazing singers, musicians, I put them up against anybody. Anybody. The people y'all call great, I put some of these guys up against any of them any day. I put my money on them. From here.
I don't know, man, but I know Kim Keys.
Woo!
Kim Keys. I don't know Kim Keys. I never seen her. I never met her. Boy, I listen to the girl sing, and I'm like, what?
She crazy, bro. It's a gift, bro, and it's naturally done. She'll move a whole crowd. I've seen it every time. Every time she moves, she's in tune.
The water here, dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Who are some of the people that you're working with locally as far as music?
I love.
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, because I got a lot. I got
a love for these people.
Yeah, I got a lot of favorites. You know, Sweet Twist. She one of the coldest, man. We're working on her album right now, and when I tell you, it's nothing short of amazing, bro. Of course, Kimberly Keys. That's my girl. She a bad girl. Her album dropping soon. We're gonna drop it here. You better come in here so we can listen to this album and we can put this thing out. I love Macy. She's super dope. Man, it's a lot of artists, man. Marlon Hatchet, that's a bad boy.
How about some spitters?
Huh?
How about some spitters?
Some spitters. D-Walk, I like D-Walk, man. He tough. I love his demeanor.
D-Walk.
He tough, man. Some of my guys like Steve Carter, tough. Juice is my guy. He's super tough. Man, there's some lyricists out here, man. I mean, people that can go bar to bar.
I don't know a lot about the spitters, but I know D-Walk. He tough.
Tough.
It's a kid that's from Compton too that live here. King Nisa. I don't know if you've had a run with him too.
Tough. Yeah, put me on. I'm trying to meet, you know.
Oh my God, dude! I need to find a way to get him in touch with you, man.
Yeah.
He tough, dude.
Yeah.
When I say tough, I don't just put out that word like that. I know Teddy. I think Teddy's tough, but he is not serious. Dude.
Yeah.
Teddy is tough, but he is not. Teddy's a good singer, but he is not serious. I'd say it.
Yeah.
I say it to his face, like, Teddy. Sometimes I'm like, dude, do you even know the gift you have?
Super gifted. Super.
And I'm like, why are you? What are you
Super
doing?
gifted.
Teddy is nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put you in spot. Give me 5 all time in your Mount Rushmore, Kansas City, right?
Ooh, Mount Rushmore, KC.
KC Mount Rushmore.
Oh
Let's
man.
go 5. Let's go 5 and the honorable mention. Let's go 6.
6. All right, let's see. All right, you gotta. My list is a little different. Like I gotta top.
In no particular order.
No particular order,
Yeah.
just in any genre of music.
Yeah.
So you have the Crystal Rucker.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on some game. These are people that you may,
I had that name.
Yeah.
I had that
Crystal
name.
Rucker. Of course, Tech. I gotta give Tech his.
Yeah, Tech gotta be there.
Yeah, he's there, man. Like the things that he's been able to do, impeccable.
That's one of my dream interviews right there, Tech.
We may be able to make that happen.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? My sister. The reason I say her is because, man, she inspired me. I can't, whenever she sing, I cry. But so, Andrea Maclin. Man, this is tough.
It's a lot, dude.
It's a lot, bro. I'm like, hold on, man.
It's a lot.
Shout out Gavin Rome. He's he was in a group called Third Story that was managed by Babyface's wife at the time. And he's a bad boy.
See, I don't even know.
Yeah, Gavin Rome is tough. Gotta give it up to him. Man. Dang.
The list I even had in my head, and the list you saying is different. Now I gotta go look up some of these people.
Look up some people. This is somebody is the reason I even these couple people are the reason one of the reasons I'm like so serious about music.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Alex Ward, Asif. He's a music producer. When I tell you, he's the one who made me pay it. He had some groups. Oh my God, Alex Ward. Y'all, we don't speak on him enough, but one of the coldest producers in the world. He did her name is Kim Burrell. She's a gospel singer, but they did this album that's to this day like Bible, bro. It's like a Bible.
See, now I gotta go look him up too.
And I gotta give it up.
I think we're not even gonna do it justice if we just say 5. I mean,
bro,
you've not even mentioned the Janelle Monáes. You've not even mentioned
those all goes too.
The Calicos.
Yeah.
You know how many people is still in that.
Yeah. Of course, Janelle. Like everything that she's doing is just pioneer. I love it. She's herself. We grew up together. We went to Coronado Middle School. Like that's little sis. You know what I mean? That's
crazy,
sis.
dude.
That's
crazy. That's a lot of people that are just. You think about it, and you just. Kansas City is not the biggest though.
No.
And you sit and listen to all these names you're saying.
Bro, a lot of people, man. Telling you, my uncle and my aunt, Paul and Regina Sims, they were like BB and CC. You know what I mean? Like they were people. Those Alex Ward and Paul and Regina Sims are people that I didn't know I didn't know about nothing about recording music, and they gave me the first opportunity to sit in the studio and like. I think then is when I was like, this is what I want to do. And people know what I'm talking about. They honest. They'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, I can go on and on, man. Like you said, the Janelle Monáes. It's so many dope artists, you know, and it's even like the new artists that are coming out, the Cod Colors and you know, what's my guy name? He's super dope rapper. I love what he does. Hang on, I remember his name. I just seen him too, but he's super dope. Just it's a lot of innovators, man. A lot of people, you know, the Brian Kennedys of the world, the Little Ronnies, the, you know, that the people that shape these albums, you know, even the shout out to Jay White, who's done like a lot of stuff. He really started Cardi B. We really wouldn't know Cardi without, you know, Jay producing some of them classics that he's done. It's just so many people that I can go on and on and on about. We got, you know, there's so many people. A1, Melmo, all them guys. Oh, Dwayne Whitmore, Anthony Saunders. I mean, I can keep going on and on. It's like, the list is like.
Sanders is tough. Sanders is tough.
Yeah.
I came across some of his work.
Yeah.
Sanders is tough.
Oh, Sanders tough, bro.
Sanders is tough.
Boy can sing, bro.
I mean, Kansas City, man, and you could have just stayed in LA and you definitely get a lot of work. Is the talent that is here? Is that the reason why you decided to come back?
I think that Babyface and L.A. Reid and Jermaine Dupri can bet on their city. I bet on Atlanta. Then I can bet on Kansas City. Kansas City metro area, I can bet on them. We got hitters. We got talent. We got all that stuff. Just as much as any other place in the world. And I believe if we don't create it, it just won't ever happen. And so I'm here to be like, I want to do Motown. I want to have the Motown in Kansas City.
So I'll give you two scenarios, right? It's two kids right now, right? One is a 11-year-old basketball player, right? And one is a 12-year-old who wants to do music, right? What message do you have for them?
Dream. It's tangible. It's yours to have. Why not you? Why not you? Who told y'all that you couldn't do this? Why not you? You serious about it? You got the ability? You gonna put in the time? This is what you want to do? Why not you? Why not you, Charles?
Yeah.
It's places we can walk at the coffee shop across the street. You never know that you're sitting by multimillionaires. We put so much emphasis on who, football, you know, all this stuff, but reality of it is there's more millionaires in the world than there are on the basketball team or on the football field. So why not you? Why can't I know what it's like to touch $1 billion and really believe that? Why not me? I got the same, you know, how people say, I don't have the opportunity to create it. And if it ain't you, it might be, you might inspire the next person. Ferrari ain't Ferrari. You think he getting to see the, you know? Nah, his kids getting to see that.
Yeah.
Porsche, Lamborghini. They started by just a dream.
A dream, yeah.
Shoot, he's like, man, he may not know because they passed away before they can see the legacy, but guess what? It's still there. So why not put the district there? They did the same thing. They put it forward. They built something, and even if I don't get to see it, I know I put the motion in, and I put it in place. So maybe somebody else is gonna carry it out to be like a Lamborghini, be like a Rolls Royce, be like a Walmart.
Yep.
Be like Universal. Why not me? They took a chance. I could take a chance too.
What does a legacy mean to you?
It's everything. My father passed June 3rd. That's all I care about. It's legacy. It's nothing else, bro. Legacy, the impact to be able to touch people that I don't even know. It's legacy, bro. Even if it's just me saying hi to somebody walking down the street, they'll remember me as. That's the legacy I want to. Man, they made me feel cared about and loved. And that makes me, I was going to commit suicide, but man, because he showed me so much grace and love, man, he made me push on. That's legacy, bro. My father left a legacy, man.
That's
Yeah,
me.
and I'm going to carry it out. What he didn't do,
You'll finish. Do you need to be financially wealthy to leave a legacy behind?
nope. Who taught us that?
Nobody.
Society taught us that, man.
And we are society.
My dad forever changed people's life, bro. My mom, I got people call me now. They think my mom is Jesus' sister, bro. Because of the love and the compassion that she showed without the judgment. You know what I'm saying? People will fly far and wide. If something happened to my mom, they there because of the legacy. You feel me? That's what matters. That money goes. I can die. I can leave the money. I'm not taking it with me. But how I made somebody feel is something that can never be erased.
What do you see, District? Where did you see this 5, 6, 7 years from now? What's the plan?
The District is a multimedia company, and I just want to be able to have them same banners that was built from right here. Yeah, the people that we look at, like the Jay-Z's, like the Beyonce's, like the Diana Ross's, like the Denzel Washingtons, like, you know, the Eddie Murphys, like those people are here too. I know some people way more funny than a lot of the comedians we see on TV right now. And they just, you know, how can we show them like, yo, there's a path for you too. You could do this.
It's doable.
Let's do it, man. That's it.
It's doable. Thank you, dude. I can sit here and listen to you speak. You speak with a lot of humility, yet conviction. Because you lived it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you live, you can feel.
Yeah, I've been through it. And my understanding, like, even though we may be culturally different, we still are the same. Like, we all family, and I think if people, they say like 90-something% of all people have our DNA in it.
It's similar.
Yeah, similar. Like, so, I mean, what, you know, and it's just like, what are we doing? You know, I've been through. Me and my mama, we struggled together. We didn't have hot water some days. She had to boil water. I know what that feel like.
Yeah.
I know what that feel like. I know what it feel like to have to stay at my grandma's house till my mom figure it out. I know what it feel like to have a dad that's ahead of his time and it seemed like the world's against him. And my brother and my sister suffer from it. You know what I'm saying? And my mom suffered from it, and she ain't do nothing to them people. But my foundation was built off love and appreciation. Regardless, baby, I don't care who's down. God said we help them get up. And that's the thing, man. When we gonna get back to that? Like, everybody's so quick to, you know, take shots at when somebody's doing, you know, everybody struggle. Everybody have done something that they know they shouldn't have done. Does that make them a bad person? No. But if they want to learn that lesson and grow from it, that's what it's about. But some people just want to continue that cycle, and that's on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? And so some people will never change, but I'm still responsible for what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Some people will never change. Some people will never want to see you change. They want to remind you of the old you. You remember when you did this?
Yeah.
Remember when you did that?
Yeah.
But
That's cool. I remember more than you remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I deal with me way tougher than I deal with anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be better. You know? I got to be better. From my family that I've built to my family that I have, from my mom, my brother, I got to be better, bro. You know? And every day, that's what I strive to be, is better. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be sitting here fronting. I'm not going to be sitting here preying on somebody else's failures. Oh, takes the eye off what I did. You know, I struggle every day, bro. You know, I go through it. This battle that I'm fighting to do this here. This ain't easy. This is harder than making it in the NBA. You feel me?
I think if you were this 100%, and I'm not saying that because you're here, right? Yeah. If you were wanting to choose an easy route, you would have stayed in LA.
Easy. I could move to Atlanta right now and be straight, and never look back at Kansas City. I could go to LA and win. My friends are winning, and if I'm there with them, I'm winning too. Our talents, when we get in the room together, it's crazy. I'm like, how can I do that same thing here? You know, I recently, and I speak on this because I haven't really spoke on it. You know, I had, you know, people changed up a little bit, and that's a part of the process. But the reality of it is, you know, things happen and they're meant to happen, and that don't mean I love anybody less. You know, I understand everybody's pushing and jockeying for position. I ain't here for that. You know, I've given, you know, and people will do whatever to make you feel like, oh, you ain't right. You boom, boom, boom. Y'all know the truth. Y'all know what's up. Nah, I ain't perfect. But at the end of the day, you know that I've been there for you when you need it. And yeah, I may not like some of the moves you make, and you may not like some of the moves I make. That's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's life.
Sometimes, you know, not to cut you, sometimes we don't look within sometimes as people, man. We are so quick to point fingers and cry foul and blame this and blame that person. Oh, you switched up. Somebody did this. But what in the process of doing that as people, right? We forget all the good that comes from the other side. We are quick to point fingers at the bad or the this. It's not even bad. This dissatisfaction. If we are not satisfied with one thing, we look past all the happy moments. The beautiful moments is all cut short. Like, yo, he did that. But it comes with success too.
Man, think about it, man. You build something for years, and one person can cause the house to fall.
Yeah,
like that. People don't know the power. People don't know their power, man.
It's sad, dude. And if you achieve a lot, bro, people tend to take the human side out of you. They dehumanize you and expect you to be perfect, to be this. We want to see Joe smile every day. Yeah. The day you frown and like you don't have things that you a human, the day you frown, it's I seen him. He ain't even frown. He ain't even smile at me.
Yeah. Today was a beautiful day. I've been with you. You've been setting up. We've been conversating. My fam Vince and B came by. I dropped my son off at school this morning. I just felt good. Having good conversations with the old lady. Just everything has been beautiful today. And then one thing comes to distract and try to kill that whole mood. Yeah, that whole mood. Like, I said to myself, today is just too good to be true.
Yeah.
And one thing comes and disrupts and shakes up something. And then I'm having to fix it and understand, like, man, the distractions are here.
They're here. They're here, dude.
So are we gonna be distracted, or are we gonna keep understanding that where we're headed and the purpose of what we're doing? Yeah, distractions only come because you about to be somewhere that God intended you to be. So I'm like, all right, that's just a little distraction.
I'll be all right.
You know, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna just have the conversations with who I need to have the conversation with, and we good because I know where I'm at. I know where I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's life, and I understand, like, man, things will come to derail you, but at the same time, God's just like, nah, bro, it's time to be more diligent and be have more precision on what you're doing. Focus.
That's crazy, dude. When I set out this morning, I just wanted to come and listen and learn, dude. But I walked in here today, and I just have so much love poured into me today by people I don't even know from God. I don't even know these people at all.
Yeah.
First time meeting these people, and these are people who are just sharing their own experiences, personal experiences. And it touched me so deep. This is stuff that I needed to hear myself.
Yeah.
And I was able to indirectly share stuff I'm going through with y'all. And it resonated.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thanks to
Vince.
It resonated a lot. Sometimes, man, the cross seems a little heavy sometimes.
Man. Facts. I like that.
But you just gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep carrying it. And look forward to the days where it's gonna be lighter. When it's lighter, it's an easy day. We celebrate that. But I just know creative people, they tend to have the heavier crosses to carry. But what you have in your mind, you trying to implement. This is the sound that I'm hearing in my head right now. I need to put this sound into this, and family, this, that coming in the way. It could get a little frustrating.
Yes.
I'm just a podcaster. And if this is what I see this interview is going, and I go back, and especially when I just started, I go back and put everything down, break down the videos, put them together, look at it, and sometimes the vision that I have in the head and what come out is not the same.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even want to put out the interviews.
Yeah.
And other people listen to it, and I'm like, yo, this is nice, put it out. Like,
gotta put it out.
I'm like, nah, this is not what if I could have asked that question.
Right.
So I know that feeling.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not meant for you.
That's what we gotta realize, bro.
Sometimes you created it, but it's not meant. It just came through you. Just the right person, it will resonate with the right person.
Yeah.
The days that the things that you say, the way you're giving out to these children, to these kids, I don't want to call them, to these young people, the information, the way, the accessibility that you gave to them, sometimes it's not for you. You know the real Joe. You wake up in the morning, you know what you're going through, you know the struggle, you know that.
Yeah, for sure.
So the next dude just needs somebody to tell him, bro, you good, I got you.
Yeah.
You know this, you're gonna be all right. And it's gonna be like, damn, Joe just said I'm gonna be all right. That's crazy. I'm gonna be all right. So sometimes it's more like, you know what I mean? It's days that I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, man, it's not and I go to walk, somebody just run me, Charles, man, my God, it's good to see you. I'm like, damn, you good to see me? Good.
Yeah, bro, that be my life. That's how I feel. How people hit me, hey man, I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm like, me? You proud of me?
Yeah.
I'm
and
like, man.
One time, man, I got so frustrated about podcasting, and I was like, I'm about to stop this. And just a random dude that we don't like each other.
Yeah.
He sent me a long ass message on Facebook. Said, "Dude, I know we don't see eye to eye, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, bro. That stuff you're doing with the classroom, that stuff is dope. Whatever you do, please don't stop.
Don't stop, bro."
And I said,
think about this.
I had to click his profile and
make sure. Right?
Is this dude hacked? Is this dude hacked?
How many books have not been written? How many buildings have not been built? How many creations haven't been created because people stopped?
Yeah. That's what we're gonna close it at. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Miles Monroe said, and this is a great place to close. He said the richest place in the world is a cemetery. He said, so many unwritten books, so many unbuilt buildings, songs, poems,
innovations,
creations, dreams that God had given and wasn't birthed. They died with them visions. They died with those creations. They died with that crazy song that they wrote. Because it's like, whatever reason, man, maybe, nobody gonna listen to this. All right, ain't good enough. Just imagine that, bro.
Damn.
I told God, I don't want to die with nothing. I want empty. Anything that I'm supposed to do, that I'm purposed to do, when I die, I want to be empty. Man, thank you, man.
Thank you, Joe. You know, this is why I started this platform. To give people the opportunity to speak. Your story might be just somebody somewhere that has no idea who you are, has never seen you, don't even know about you. Probably going through something in life right now that you've already been through. And just gonna hear you speak today, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Oh, okay. So I need to put a little more time. And that's what I do this for. And for you to open up your studio and allow me to come here and do this is noble, man. Yeah. This is big for me. I just did an interview the other day with Blissful Soul Kitchen, and I told her that yesterday's price is not today's price. I tell you what, the price is going up more. This is dope, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, man.
A legend. Proper legend. People throw that word around a lot. A legend, a hero. Because you could have stayed in LA. It's blowing my mind right now. You could have stayed in LA. But you chose to come back and share what you have and give. And the highest human order is to inspire somebody else to be a better version of themselves. It's the highest human order. So if I'm going to leave you with anything today, that's what I'm going to leave. So every day you come in here and an artist gets in the booth and says some stuff, and you stop it and say, hey, man, to hear, I don't like the way you're sounding today, this, that. Re-record that verse.
Yeah.
I like the way you wrote this, but you could do better. Yeah. Go back and rewrite that. You're inspiring these people. You're pushing them to be a better version of. That's the highest human order. This is what Gandhi said.
Man. That's
so every day you were here, you were doing that subconsciously without even knowing. Be proud, man. You are so humble, and it seems like, look, listening to you, feel like you have this void in you that seems like, I don't think I've done enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, like Tahito told me, sometimes, Charles, you gotta just cut it off and enjoy what you have done so far. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Put down some of them plaques and put it in the room. Them, you know, I'm gonna lay right next to this plaque today. We're gonna be in this bed together. I did that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. You just don't know what you've done for me, man. Yeah. learn the ropes. To be free from self-bondage, have to fend for yourself. Do not feast with the vultures. That's how you preserve culture. That's how legacy is built. Each one teach one, each one help one, each one feed one, each one praise one. There's no generational wealth without generational wisdom. No man is free unless the whole family is free. Family tax is a real thing. My auntie need a Benz, my cousin needs some Jordan 3s. I'll be damned if I let another man tell me my limits. Catch up, naysayer. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.